Hey, everybody, it's me, Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Vale, back with another Big Hype podcast brought to you by our great friends at Bravos Boxing Gloves. Protect yourself at all times whilst wearing Bravos. Combat Ticks and our preferred charity of choice, Boxers in Need. But ladies and gentlemen, joining me from his hometown in Ebbw Vale. Yay. It's a very rare you get to announce fights from your own hometown, particularly as we're about 33,000 in a little village. The one and only international superstar and massive main man on the drums and everything else, the fantastic combat sport fighting man, Jason, the Grasshopper Jenkins.
Thanks for having me on, my man.
Mate, thanks for having you. Thanks for having you. You've been trying, we've been, like it, so it's been a long time. But this randomly world that we actually live in, I don't know you from combat sport.
No, exactly that.
Considering we've both been involved with combat sports for many years, from the same town, I don't even know how that's happened. But how and why did you get involved in combat sports?
I started when I was 5. I started Taekwondo at a local gym, the Falcons, with Heathgate. It was, my dad used to take me swimming down the old, do you remember the old Ebbw Les Centre?
Yeah, it was good
The
old
OG Les Centre, yeah. So we used to go swimming and then just watch from the top. And I always wanted to be a Power Ranger when I was a kid, obviously. So my dad put me into the class then, and I think I was at the Falcons until I was about 13. I got to my red, and then I stopped for a good bit, and then I went back when I was about 19 to Falcons again, but it moved on so much from there. It was more MMA, jiu-jitsu based, and haven't stopped since. So I kind of went back just to learn to defend myself more than anything. And I always said I'd never probably go semi-professional, professional. I'd never fight at them levels, and it was very addictive. And I got hooked, and here I am with 10 pro fights under the belt.
I was going to say, I mean, you've had a plethora of amateur fights as well before you got into the pro side of it. How did you find going into the cage and going in again as an amateur again compared to being a pro now?
To be fair, there's not much difference feel wise. Like with the nerves, the build up is all kind of the same. It used to be weird that it was actually semi-pro I used to fight at. So like back in the day, amateur was body shots only. Then you had semi-pro. Then you had I think it was called like NSAC or something like that. So that was headshots then with the big gloves, and then you turn pro. It felt like a dream when I used to fight semi-pro. It's like I was watching myself walk out, which was weird. And the more I done it, like the more confidence I got, and just yeah. But I find the last few years my fights have been like once every 2 years, so it feels that nerves kills me every time. Like I mean,
So being a little bit less active.
yeah, yeah, exactly that.
Okay, and you fought on some on one of the UK's biggest platforms, which is Cage Warriors.
Yeah.
How was it fighting Cage Warriors? How does that differ from perhaps a local show in that capacity?
So obviously got quite a lot of shows in Wales and that. It's more the promotion side of it and professionalism of it all, like the lights, like the actual walkout, the backstage, like everything's got to be spot on. Whereas like the amateur shows, it's like you're probably in a rugby changing room. They give you say, "Oh, you're on in 5 minutes," and then off you go. Like, do you mean? So yeah, it was a big step up there. I think the first one was in Newport, which has been knocked down now as well, the Leisure Centre.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was by far my favourite venue to fight in. I love Newport Leisure Centre, like, do you mean? The atmosphere there. Because it kind of was like, the way the seating was, it was like a Coliseum feel, like, do you mean?
It was. I've done a couple of shows there, wrestling shows more than anything else, but I remember going to a pain pit there many, many years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, the atmosphere, the crowd around you is, it was a different venue for that type of thing.
Well, that's where most of my semi-professional career was, at Newport Leisure Centre, like, do you mean? Obviously, Shaky, Richard Shaw used to run the pain pits, so I fought on most of them. Obviously, they've moved on now to, was it Samurai Fight Night now? They've got Ebbville Leisure Centre, but yeah, it's been around for years. Like.
Yeah, it's again great. And you mentioned a legend really within the sport. You probably hate me for saying that, but he is certainly certainly a legend in the sport. I think Shaky's mentioned trained
what he's
Jack
done for
Shaw.
MMA in Wales, like and Jack, like, do you mean?
Marshman.
So yeah, and it shows for like the facilities and that they've got now. It's like they've done they've done the smoke well for Wales, like, and they just give it that push for everybody else to kind of come through. Like, do you mean? Especially you're like the Jackson and Brett.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. But and you fought in Ebervale quite a few times on other platforms as well. Before we go into that with some of those more up to date sort of fights, you've also boxed as well, haven't you?
I have boxed. Yeah, amateur to fight out the heads of the valleys. It was kind of like, so I come from a Taekwondo background. My legs was very handy. Well, I wouldn't say handy, but my hands wasn't as sharp as they should be. So I pushed myself into boxing just to progress, and then ended up having a few boxing matches. I fought for the Welsh title, which I should have won, but they stopped the fight because I had a nosebleed, which I thought was pathetic. Like, to me, I was beating the boy, and I had, yeah, they're very strict in boxing.
I laugh because actually, now I used to be in the amateurs, as you know, and being a judge and a referee in that capacity, we do take that very seriously, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean sometimes, but if it is just a nosebleed,
It wasn't bad, like, to me. And they made me bick shave before the fight as well because I have a bit of stubble. So that I was like, it was a bit weird, like, to me. So
well, yeah. I mean, again, the rules have changed. They're a little bit more lax now than
yeah,
you can
exactly
have a little bit of stubble. There used to be a lot of thing around, clean, clean shaven, and that was the way that we had to do it. So yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, so training the hands at Heads of the Valley. I mean, again, for me as a local boy, I know them very well. I know Mel very well. I know the team there as well, and obviously,
yeah,
they've got Dylan Hayward boxing out of there as well.
yeah, exactly
as
that.
a pro as well. I mean, they're developing as well. And then you boxed on, fought on Cage Warriors a couple of times. And then I think there's a bit of me that thinks I've announced you, and there's a bit of me that thinks I haven't. But I'm not 100% sure because I used to do a little bit with GIF and with Celtic Pride and his promotion Stand Up War. So there's a bit of me that thinks that I announced you, but I'm not 100% sure I have.
I've only fought in Stand Up War once. I can't remember who the MC was. It was a different guy. It definitely wasn't you. I remembered you.
Thanks. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah. So you fought on at the end. Was that the same discipline, or did you try and change?
That was
over to something else.
That was K1. That was. So I've had another K1 fight prior to that. Paul Sutherland show up in, I think it was Gloucester, Ultimate Impact. So that was my second K1 fight there. It was just after COVID, so I wanted to do something. So that came up. Yeah, and I went.
So out of all of the disciplines you've had a go at and been quite successful in, in the pro MMA side of it as well, which one have you enjoyed the most? Which one is the one that actually, if I had to have another fight now tomorrow, that is what I would want to fight at?
100% MMA. Always MMA. Yeah, I love it.
Why MMA?
I don't know. I just think it's more. I like the small gloves, and you've just got so many different options, like different ways to finish the fight. Like you got your stand up, your ground, everything. Whereas the other disciplines are like it's just focused on that. I just like you've got to be good everywhere. Yeah, just excites me. Like, to me.
If it was one thing you'd have to say, someone who's perhaps not watched an MMA fight and know anything about it, what's the one thing you would tell them about MMA that got you or would get them excited to come on and watch you?
Just how exciting the fights can be. See, a lot of people watch it sometimes. They don't understand the grappling aspects of it. So they'd be like, what are these guys doing? They're again on the floor. But there's a guy I started PTing and I was done jiu-jitsu with him. So now he watches the UFC. You've always watched it, but now he's got a better understanding. And like, if we're watching it together, he'd be like, oh, he's doing that move. So it kind of excites him more. So I would say just, if you're going to watch, like try and get an understanding of it first. But some people just they think it's brutal and they enjoy it. But
yeah,
I don't think it's as brutal as some people think. Like, I think boxing is a lot more dangerous in the aspect of if you get knocked down in MMA, the fight stops. If you get knocked down in boxing, you get a 10 count. If you get up, you carry on fighting with a concussion, which is dangerous. Because MMA would be done like.
Yeah. Again, I suppose there's different aspects of what they believe is to be the main point of that. I'm not going to get into the technicality of it, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. It obviously, to be honest with you, I've been doing more boxing recently, and I was actually out in Rome a couple of weeks back
I've
doing.
seen you out in Rome.
Yeah, it was nice. I was doing an MMA show, and I had to sort of jog my memory. I was going, yeah, hang on, I need to remember what now. So guillotines, rear naked chicks, arm bars. I was like, there's a lot more to remember, and a lot more.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
I had to sort of sit there for a couple of seconds, just go, hang on, right. I've got, if I don't make the right call, and particularly in dealing with an Italian judging team. Well, the English was perfect, but I just, when you're in a cage and you've got people, lots of crowd shouting and cheering, sometimes you don't always catch what they say. So, but luckily, touch wood, didn't make any mistakes. So that's always a good
that's the
thing.
main.
But it is. I'll agree with you. Boxing is, for me, a little bit more. Yeah, it's well, actually, he's been knocked down 10 count. Okay, he's up in 9. Should we carry on? Or yeah, we carry on. Okay. Whereas you are right. As MMA is that sort of side of it as well. But again, each their own, I suppose, in that respect. But yeah, it's good. It's good if you have a good knowledge of it. Better than when I used to watch it on the. Do you used to watch it on Bravo as well?
No, I never watched it on Bravo.
Watched on Bravo. That's when I got into the UFC, and I was like, okay, I've got Chuck Liddell's and a glove sign up there, and Randy Couture glove sign up there as well. And I was like, there's things like that. You think, they were legends in the sport when I started watching it, but then I drifted away into the boxing realm. Into that, but I was able to do some really good shows for other companies, and one of the companies you've fought on as well, I think, which is FCC up in Bolton and Liverpool area.
I was meant to fight on FCC.
Did you get that fight?
The guy pulled out of the fight, so it never went. It never happened.
Never happened. And I always thought,
but I wouldn't mind getting back on FCC. It looks like a good show to get on.
Adam Tay, make it happen, Adam, make it happen.
Yeah.
Because but then you've had an opportunity to. So that one didn't happen, but you had the opportunity then to go to Cyprus, which I've seen the fight on YouTube on that one. Tell us about going abroad and how it feels to travel and fight abroad.
So I actually fought in Greece before that on the same promotion.
Sorry, I missed that one.
It was my first one back in, I think, 3 years. I fought an Albanian prospect, so it was a crazy fight. But yeah, the experience was MCP as well as a promotion. It was brilliant promotion. Wayne came out with me as well. Wayne's Samways from the mat. And we just had a cracking time. But then the Cyprus one then, that was... Honestly, I don't think you get that treatment sometimes in the UFC. Like the way they looked after us. It was in like a 5-star casino resort. Your flights are paid for, your food. Anything you used, they'd refill, or like you was just catered for the whole time he was there. And professional show. That's been my peak of my MMA career so far. Like I absolutely loved it. So
it's twice you've been on the MCP show.
Yeah, one in Greece, one in Cyprus.
Cyprus, right? Sorry, my bad. I've looked at those and I just assumed they were the same place. So my bad on that one.
All good.
But yeah, so traveling abroad, is that different then? Do you do a different thing? Like, you're training all the time, Jason. I know that. And, it's just, but do you do something different? Is there a different thing? I mean, you said the facilities are fantastic. Is there a difference that you have to do yourself to come through that?
To be fair, because we was flying out on fight week. So your fight week as a pro is quite chilled anyway. You're mostly resting, and it's more like weight management then rather than like a training itself. So they had like an area there you could go to have a move around that. And the cage was up pretty early on from the Cyprus card, so we could go and jump in the cage to have a move around. Nothing's really different. Obviously, like the first time I went flying out and things like that, I flew out to Greece the first time on my own first. And then when Wayne met me out there, so was kind of out there doing it all on my own, but I love new experiences now anyway. So I was like, just taking it on board and just taking it in, so. But yeah, not much difference then. Fight week is still cut weight. You get your nerves go in, have a scrap, I mean, so.
I was just have a scrap. Just lay back and have a scrap. I love it. But this is one side of you. This is the one side that I actually didn't really know an awful lot about, because as I say, shapes in the night, passing around, moving around in similar fields, but different angles. But we came across each other at a music festival in Abergavenny about a year ago. Was it a year ago? Was it 2?
Yeah, it's about a year ago, yeah.
About a year ago.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah.
It was last year when you're actually one of the best drummers I've seen in the band.
My man.
For a long time. Your music career is something that's completely nutty. How do we marry these two up? I don't know, but you seem to do it, and you're in that. It all seems to come together in you, Jason. So you're the drummer, lead drummer, the main drummer, the only drummer. I sound like Donald Trump when I say things like that. The ear of Cancel the Transmission, but
That's the one.
this wasn't. This is the band you're with now, but it wasn't always
Yeah.
the band you were with, was it?
No, I've been with several different bands. Like, it's been covers mostly for me over the years,
Okay.
which I kind of regret now. I wish I kind of had a crack at the original scene earlier on. Whereas Cancel, we play covers, but our main interest is our own songs, writing songs and getting them out there. We're actually in the studio now in 3 weeks, so I'm buzzing for that. Like, I mean, so yeah,
Thank you.
more bangers on the way.
I got to say, because the set you delivered, it was on a smallish stage, and it was kind of away from the main. I feel that actually you probably should have been on the main, because I think the music, the energy you bring, your hand twiddling and drumstick waving and whatever else, it brings people and eyes onto that stage. I think during the day you probably had the most people there in front of the stage to listen to you. You've got a good fan base as well, growing with you as well, coming along and following you as well. So describe the sort of music that your band sort of produces, is always producing. Can you give us a little bit of it, what we can expect from the new album?
So I think the old album is more like a classically rock type feel. We just brought 2 songs out last year, Light the Fire and Gotta Get Away. They're a bit more emo rock, more modern, but the few we got coming out now are a lot heavier, more like Nickelback type riffs, and obviously got like Justin Crowe then with his harmonies and his vocals. It suits perfect, like, to me. So, but yeah, like you said, it's a fucking hard scene, the original scene. It's hard to get over how we play onto social media for people to see, because when people usually see us live, they're like, "Ah, this is brilliant." But to try and get that over onto social media and then get gigs from that, it's really tough. Because obviously you got like me with the drumming, with the spinning the sticks and all that. Jack lights his head on fire, his cowboy hat.
Yeah, you did that.
There's always something going on, and like I think the music is good as well. We're just trying hard to push our name out there now, which is really difficult. But yeah, we're just plowing on, like, to me.
Yeah. No, you gave Jack his hat.
Yeah.
Gave the wardens quite a scare. I was like, oh,
Do you know what? Like, this is the first time he's done it. So we was in practice, and he was like, Jack's like, I'm 36, Justin's 30, the bassist Jake, he's 34, something like that. Jack's 23, he's a pup, like, to me. So he comes into practice all swagger and he goes, I got an idea, boys. And I'm like, go on. I'm gonna set my head on fire. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, no, when I wear my cowboy hat, I say, I'm gonna set it on fire. I was like, right, how are you gonna do that? So I've got all this stuff. I said, that's cool if it works. I said, what safety precautions you got? And he just looks at me and go, what do you mean? So I don't know if you noticed, he rocks up with his hat ready to put on fire and a bucket of sand in the other hand.
I didn't, to be honest, I didn't actually.
And
Yeah.
and it worked. And like, to be fair, we've done it most other gigs and no one's complained, which I like. We did it in another brew house in Cardiff.
Yeah.
We've done it in the brew house in Cardiff. No one said a word. We done it in a swig in Swansea. No one has said a word. They just love it, like, to me. So I was like, the hat burning's carrying on, like, to me.
It's definitely a signature, and it certainly like brings eyes onto you as well.
We was talking how to get a drum kit on fire, but I think that'll be too much of a push. Like,
well, I was going to say probably you don't want to melt any of the skins or anything like that.
Exactly.
You've done some crazy things with the drums, though. I mean, I want to ask you one other question before that, but I'm going to say that actually on your social media at the moment, you've got your drumming on the top of a mountain.
I am, yeah. So
Explain.
we brought them. Obviously, music like it used to be. Like, play good, live performance good, and then you kind of go somewhere. Now it's all social media, innit? So we haven't got a fucking clue, to be fair. We're all like, we're musicians, like, to me. So I was like, all right, we need to get some content. And I had an operation coming up. So I was like, I need to get this in as soon as I can. It was pissing down with rain. But I took the kid up to the top of the mountain, got some content, and that was that. Like I had my operation the next day then, so
Hopefully all good and didn't do any more damage by carrying a drum kit up the
yeah, I
top of the
know.
mountain. The question is where. You don't have to give me an answer now on this. You can give me an answer afterwards, obviously. But do you want to give a clue?
I'll tell you, yeah, I don't mind. It was Llangennid Mountain. It's obviously it's lovely up there.
That by the Dragon's Pizza thing.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't far off then.
I had some funny looks when I was setting the kit up and I'm banging away and people are driving past, especially when it was hammering down with rain, like to me.
On the top of the Bracken Beacons, pretty much, yeah. I was like, yeah, that does seem to be...
I think some woman pulled over and just started recording me. I was like, this is brilliant, like to me. There's content. There's more content every day.
Content. Hopefully they shared the video with you and you got the tagged and all that sort of stuff as well.
Exactly that, like, so.
So how did you get into drumming, though? That's the other question I've got.
School. Like, I was in secondary school. They come around with a sheet of paper with all different instruments on. Does anybody want to learn these? I don't even know why. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll try the drums. And I bet my mother and father was like, for fuck's sake, like, doing why the drums? But to be fair, they was awesome. Like, so I had a drum kit in my bedroom and they would let me play it for hours on end, like doing. I think that's why I used to listen to like Bonham, like Led Zeppelin, Keith Moon, Ian Paice, Deep Purple. I think that's what my style and what I do is kind of from that era, like to me. So that's why I'm a bit crazy on the drums, like to me.
I was going to say, what was your influences? You've already answered that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the Who. I think they're similar sort
Keeps
of music.
My favorites. Yeah, Keeps my favorite.
I kind of got that because I like the Who. I saw the Who live years ago in the Liberty down in Swansea. Again, they are bands that played. I don't even know how to describe. The music is unique. It's their own, and it's definitely they have their own style. They don't seem. It's not like some of the produced stuff that we get from the 90s and some of the late 80s. We're electric pop and stuff. Though I like a lot of that sort of stuff, but I also like a lot of sort of drum and guitar stuff now. Is there a band that you think actually today you kind of like actually love to play with or headline or sort of play as the warm up for at the moment that's out there?
There'd be plenty. There's some awesome bands. There's some awesome bands coming out of Wales at the moment as well. Florence Black. I don't know if you're a Florence Black. They're a Merthyr band.
I haven't heard of them yet, but I'm going to go and look them up.
They're like, I seen them in Chepstow Castle last year, and phenomenal. They're actually supporting Alter Bridge in Cardiff Castle this year.
Okay.
So they're doing well.
Yeah.
But like, yes, maybe someone like, I love Nickelback. Like, I know Nickelback get a lot of hate, but like playing with someone like them would be cool. Like, to me, yeah. I'm actually good friends with Jamie Mathias from Bullet.
Okay.
Both from a Valentine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, opening a gig up for them would be fucking amazing. Like, to me.
They should make that happen. They should make that happen.
Yeah. And I saw the Welsh band as well. Like, to me, I think our rock is a bit too. It's not as heavy as to open for someone like Bullet. So it'd be cool for sure.
It doesn't always have to match. It doesn't always have to match. That's what I'm saying. This is like I say. I mean, you don't have to match up completely as long as people appreciate it. And actually, a lot of people find new music. Now, like you say, it has changed. Obviously, the ways the world has gone, but there are still opportunities to go and play new bands.
We just need to get in front of the right people, but it's difficult. Like, to me, so especially when you're in the Wales valleys of Ebervale, like, to me, and Caerphilly and all that lot.
Well, I love my valley, I love my town, and but there is a world beyond the valley lines, beyond the hillsides as we look up. Sometimes we forget that, and I mean the opportunities are there. We just got to sometimes go and find them. That's the only problem.
Exactly
where we live, which is not a problem. Hopefully, we can find that new way out, and people will find us hopefully as well. So that's always a positive.
Exactly that.
What's happening in 2026 for you then?
So I mentioned the op. So I was in the gym and I tore my pec completely off the bone. So I'm what am I? Just over 12 weeks post-op now. So I'm getting back into drumming. I can't spar or anything yet, but I'm hoping within the next month, 2 months, I can start to get back to some light sparring. And then as soon as I'm fit and ready, I just want to get a fight lined up, whether it's MCP again or even Shaky Show now, I know they're starting having pros on there as well.
Okay. Okay.
But like, yeah, I just I'm 30, I'm 37 next month, so I mean, I haven't got long left with it, but I still feel fit and good with it. So I just want to until the wheels fall off, like I mean. But I think something with my career, obviously injuries, I've had ACL reconstruction, all that, but like I think I shied away from fighting more for ego, kind of scared to lose. I don't care about getting hurt but I used to shy away from fights because I think I went on a skid at one point with Cage Warriors and that, and then I was like, like I don't want to be even more negative in my record, so I should have been fighting more and just regardless of the record, like so I just want to try and get as much as I can in now while I can, like, do you mean? So
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I've looked back over your record. There is a bit of a gap, isn't there, between? I mean, I know we had COVID, but 2019 was the one, and then the next one was 2022, and that's I suppose that's a little regret that you've got from what you just said. Does that sound fair enough?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think back now and like I do, and regret's horrible. Every is regret, and I wish I could change it, but it is what it is now, and like just gotta make up for it now. Like, do you mean? So
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, obviously, you mentioned MCP earlier. Again, maybe they'll reach out to you. As you said, Shaky's doing shows in the valleys here. Great show as well in Ebervale Leisure Centre.
yeah, just good job there.
And there's obviously other opportunities. We've already mentioned FCC. There's a couple of others.
There's one show that I've got on my head that I want to get to. It's what Brett just fought on. Is it Wow Wow Wow? Ilia Taporia's show in Spain. That'd be a dream. Like, do you mean? So I don't know, Yaya McKenzie, he's fought on there as well. Scott Pedson's got a fight coming up on there at the moment. So that would
Seems to be one to watch.
yeah, that'd be a dream. Like it's massive. It's a massive show, and like obviously Ilya as well, how well he's doing. And as an MMA fighter, he's the perfect MMA fighter. So to fight on his show would be sick, like, to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that sounds cool, man. So fingers crossed that hopefully this year we'll get back in the cage.
it's happening. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting back in the cage.
I love that he's like, yeah, I'm on it. New music coming out.
And a record deal. That's what we want as well. Put that down on the list.
Record deal. Sony, Universal, whoever. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, hello. Who's he?
You want to say hello, Rosa? Say hello. It's Mikey.
Hi,
The
Mikey.
main man.
He's awesome. He's awesome. If you're not watching, go watch this on the YouTube channel as well, because he's awesome. Just popped in to say hello. Fantastic. So how do people get involved? How do people follow the journey? What do they need to do to get involved?
So socials, Instagram, I'm quite active on Instagram. So socials is Jenks Hopper. So at Jenks Hopper. If you're interested in the band stuff, at Cancel the Transmission UK. I'm on Facebook and that, but it's mainly Instagram and kind of on these days. So everything what I'm doing is kind of on there, like, do you mean? So yeah, that's the way forward.
We have a closing tradition on the podcast, though, which is my final round. So it's an either or question here. It's not too difficult. I'm just ready. If you're ready, Jason.
Go for it.
So, Jason, Grasshopper Jenkins, your final round. Seconds out. Southpaw or orthodox?
Southpaw.
Headshots or body shots?
Headshots.
Train alone or with a partner?
Train alone.
Early bird, night owl?
Night owl.
Heavy bag, speed bag, no bag?
No bag.
Underdog or favourite?
Underdog.
In the gym or out amongst the trees?
In the gym.
Short, powerful punches or long and technical game?
Long and technical.
Fight dirty or fight clean?
Fight clean.
Loud crowd, quiet atmosphere?
Loud crowd. Always.
Quick knockout or strategic win? Okay. Quick TKO, that'll do. Tap out, whatever. That's fine. A hypothetical question, because it may never happen, but AJ or Fury?
Fury.
Jason, thank you so much for coming on the Big Hype podcast. I'm not going to even get into that one. I've tried. Do you know what? It's just, I've been down that road quite a few times on these podcasts, and every time I say it, I know, it's like every time I say it now, I'm like, I don't actually know. I really don't. But one thing I do know is that the fans would win and we would get the fight that we've all wanted for a long, long time. However,
exactly that.
I have no idea whether this is ever going to happen at all.
I don't think it's going to.
Particularly as the news has come out a couple of months earlier this month. sad events happened, and well, we'll never know, like we say.
Yeah,
there we are.
exactly
But
that.
anyway, I wish you every success, mate, because I'm looking forward to seeing you back on the stage. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in the cage. I'm looking forward to seeing it all. I'm looking forward to following you and catching up and having a nice pint with you, having a great time. Just catch up and see what's happening in 2026 for you, Jason. I wish you every success.
Yeah, cheers for that. I think we're back in AM Fest, so I'll probably see you there next.
Maybe. If you don't know about AM Fest, it's Abergavenny May Bank Holiday weekend, the first one.
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that. Great, good. It is a good show. They do a lot of covers, but we'll let them off. There's some really good new bands as well on the soloist stage as well. Jason, thank you so much for coming on board, and have the rest of a lovely evening.
Yeah, cheers, man. Just one more thing, just a big shout out to my gym as well, the Mat Academy, Wales.
Damn, I meant to mention them. Yes, Mr. Footlong.
And Wayne as well. You can call me a gym slag, what I've been to them all, and I love the Mat Academy, the atmosphere, the boys there. If you're thinking about getting into MMA or jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, there's so many classes. We've got a new facility now as well. Yeah, check it out.
Is it
Mat
still
Academy
in Merthyr?
Wales. It's in Nangarrow, it is, but they've got a new place now. It's massive.
Great.
They've added loads of different lessons, yoga, everything, to me. So big mat space. They've got a cage there. It's fantastic. So, and the boys are great. Obviously Wayne and Lou, they deserve it as well. They work hard. So
yeah.
Nice to see
well, Lou was one of my very first big names that I got to call. Massive show in Cardiff. He's always given me a bit of banter whenever I've seen him. So he's always work hard down there, and they work hard getting you guys ready to step into the cage. That. So props to them for that one. So thank you very much for reminding me of that one. I do apologize, guys. But again, thank you for coming on the Big Hype podcast this evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Take care.
This has been a Big Hype production, edited and produced by Jonathan Millard, assisted by Riverside FM and distributed by Buzzsprout, available on all good podcast platforms. For more information, visit www.bighypepodcast.co.uk.